Hi everyone, how is it going? So things are toughening up, okay? It's getting more hectic. People are making some unreasonable demands. For example, in our law firm, we have a new client. Okay, great, we're happy to see you. And in our client care and legal mission agreement, which we signed 2 weeks ago with him, we set out that we will execute the legal task and the legal mission within, at the very latest, 1 month, around the 15th of October. Nonetheless, the guy has been emailing us, and it's a pretty in-depth legal mission, okay? It's something we have to do quite a lot of research about, read quite a lot of stuff, and also he had not provided us with the contracts that were underpinning the dispute on which we have to do some legal research. So obviously, first things first, I asked him for the copy of the contract so that I could review them and see the termination letter, etc. So without going too much into details, because this is all protected by the attorney, solicitor, attorney, lawyer, client privilege, the confidentiality privilege. He was on the phone with us and by email, the following day after sending us the contracts, and then every day since. So he sent us the contracts for us to review on Wednesday, and then an email on Thursday saying, so when are we going to get your legal opinion? Well, he knows that this is like a 10 hours job or something. So, and then he's been, calling us 3 or 4 times on Friday. I'm sorry, this behavior is unreasonable and unacceptable. So this is an example of what we are, you guys, because it's not only, in our law firm, it's everywhere. So this is the kind of behavior you are going to contend with in the next few, weeks. People are going to be unreasonable. People are going to be vicious and aggressive, okay? This is in the air. This is I don't really want to go too much into details. This is the passage we're going to go through. I need to put my shades back because I've got green eyes and there's a lot of sun. So I hope you understand. So basically, you have to brace yourself. In my previous video, I was telling you guys, you need to clean your shit. You need to, resolve disputes if there are some outstanding disputes. Resolve bad debt issues and all this. You need to clean the slate, okay? Getting ready for 2022, and also. We're seeing at the moment in the creative industries lots of trade shows going on in person, actually, for a change, as opposed to just virtual and Zoom and stuff. And so that's great. But then there's going to be the cycle of creation of of fulfilling all these orders which have been taken and executed during those trade shows. And that is, going to improve your P&L in around 2 or 3 months once your clients have paid you. So basically, the wheel is getting back into motion again, but that is going to create some friction because people have done fuck-oh, excuse my French, for, 6 months to a year and a half, just sucking the tits of the state, if I may say so, by getting all the grants and help and the full, I can't remember what it was called in the UK, but it's not foreclosure, fulfillment, but it's something with an F, where you basically, the furlough scheme and all that jazz. So yeah, great. You guys have been sucking the tits of the state for a year and a half, but now it's, this is over. This is finished. The states, as I said, the governments are super indebted. Yesterday there was an article about the Paris town hall, okay, the city of Paris in France. The debt levels have increased to 600 million euros. They have increased of 200% in 20 years, I think. It's something ridiculous. And this is only for the city of Paris. And I can guarantee you, this is not the only, government entity which is on the, extremely indebted. The governments of France and the UK and the US as well, US monstrously indebted, are in dire straits. So they're going to tax, okay? And they're definitely going to stop the furlough scheme and all that stuff. This is over, okay? So there's going to be a lot of tension because people don't really want to do that, okay? They were happy sucking the tits of a sort of mummy state, nanny states, and now they got to grind it, right? They got to get back to work and do the work and eat what they kill. So there's going to be this sort of fighting spirit coming back. And as I said, it's not easy to resolve disputes as well. When you want to actually, resolve and clean the slate and deal with the old shit which has been dragging on forever, well, you have to confront the people who are actually, stuck in a rut and getting you stuck in a rut as well because of all these disputes. So it's going to be tough. Going is going to get tougher around, 6th of October, mid-October. So you need to get ready for this. And there's going to be also quite a lot of lawsuits, a lot of litigation, because there's going to be this sort of, desire to actually achieve equity, achieve balance and fairness. And more and more entities, legal entities and people, natural persons, are going to file lawsuits. We've seen this in France, for example, where the ex-Ministry of Health, who I think was totally useless, to be honest, I think her name is Agnès Buzyn, and she had lots of conflict of interest, I understand, as well, with the drug companies. So anyway, she's been indicted, right? She's been indicted for mismanaging the COVID-19 crisis. So this is just an example, but there's going to be more and more legal actions being filed because people want fairness, they want results, they want, if they have rights, they're going to enforce these rights. And that is going to happen from now and, and moving forward, but especially this is going to be, you're going to feel this, guys, especially around the 6th of October onwards. So, brace yourself for all this, because it's going to get tough. But we have to evolve and, as a civilization, towards more fairness, towards more rights being enforced, if there are some rights. Of course, if you don't have any rights, then there's nothing to enforce. But if you have some rights, or if in all reasonableness you should have some rights, then it's time to actually make a statement and get what you deserve. Obviously, if you owe something to other people, it's also time to actually, fulfill your commitment. So there's going to be a lot of that, a lot of request for justice, right, going on. So that's good, hopefully, for our law firm. Although, as I said, we definitely have to set some boundaries with our, current clients, ex-clients. What we've noticed this year as well is, of course, quite a lot of current clients and ex-clients have actually filed some claims against our law firm to actually get back some of their legal fees, attempting to say that we had overcharged them. And we just received decisions from the Paris bar recently in relation to one of his cases. And the Paris bar, who had organized a court hearing back in June, to which we had our law firm Crefovi had sent a lot of justification, showing that we had an enormous amount of work, in particular in relation to this outlaw dispute. They came back and said, no, we reject your claim that actually Crefovi overcharged you. So there's been a lot of that in 2021, clients who are trying to actually get some money back from us because it's a crisis. So, hey, you're going to try, every option to get your money back. Even if we didn't our job, in the appropriate manner at our law firm Crefovi, as the Paris bar is actually... the Paris bar is the first degree jurisdiction which actually looks at all these claims about assessing the amount of the legal fees of lawyers. So they came back to us, issued a decision which confirmed that our law firm had actually billed our clients correctly. And we had another case like this earlier this year, and that was settled out of court. And actually, in this particular instance, the client owed us some money, and we settled on a lesser figure, which was fine by us, which they paid. And this outstanding lesser amount of our legal fees. We settled that. Both parties said that they will stop every claim against each other, so against our law firm and us against our ex-client. That was that. But 2021 has been a tough year because we had to contend with this shit. Excuse my French, but it was shit because we do a great job for our client. And, sometimes in a crisis, some of our clients are just trying to play this game where they're saying, well, actually, you should refund us some legal fees because you overcharged us. Well, bullshit, we didn't. And that, reinforces us at Crefovi, this decision from the Paris bar. And I can guarantee you something. The people from the Paris bar are really bitchy. Really bitchy. I mean, seriously, you have no idea. One day I will explain what I mean by this. But by what I'm trying to say is that there's not a lot of impartiality, impartial fairness and equity going on at the Paris Bar organization. So this is why I was extremely pleased with the decision, because I know, there's a pack of serious bitches going on at this place. So anyway, so I'm glad, that our law firm and us lawyers at Crefovi are doing a great job. And we are recognized as, fair and efficient lawyers in our dealings with our clients. We don't like to be, pushed over by some clients, as I explained earlier, because they get completely, mad about, I don't know what's going on. It's in the air. People are getting super aggressive. So anyway, we'll deal with the situation with this current client who is trying to harass us with his phone calls asking, so when are you going to do the work? When are you going to do the work? I'm going to deal with the situation, momentarily via email and phone call on Monday. I can guarantee you that, to set some boundaries. And you guys have got to do the same in your practice as a creative, okay? Yes, you're going back to work. Yes, you have to fulfill the orders of your clients, but, they should be reasonable, okay? And of course, it's a matter now of doing more marketing, finding new clients, going back to the trade shows for you guys, and also cleaning the slate, as I said, to get in good form for 2022. The objective now is not to crash it, in terms of P&L for 2021. It's been a disastrous year in terms of money. Right, I think we all made our peace with that. But it's just a matter of preparing the next step, right? And preparing the next step and doing it correctly and doing the work now so that you don't have to pay the consequences of fucking about, comes October, November. Because if you don't do the work now, right now, you will have to pay the consequences in October, November. Not in a good way, okay? So hang in there, people. Get all the courage you can get, all the grit, all the energy, without being over-aggressive, okay? It's a matter of finding the right balance between channeling this energy and this strength and this grit into something constructive, positive, and creative, and avoid knee-jerk reactions. Take time, to reflect before you act. If need be, then even slow down, but while still following your goals, your medium-term to long-term goals, okay? This is like a marathon. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon, okay? You want to be there up until you're 120 years old, okay? You don't want to be part of a group of 27 years old. I'm sure you understand what I mean by this. Just Google it. Anyway, have a good weekend, and I'll be back in touch soon. Bye, guys.